Alrighty. How's it going, everybody? Happy Friday. I decided to change it up a bit. Since we have not done it for a while, we're doing Kerbal tonight and tomorrow. Because why not? Kerbal! What else could be more fun than flinging these little fellers off into space, right? Alright, let's start our game up here. Sorry, I gotta pull my socks off. Alright. Resume saved. 547 science. Now, I just seem to think that we can't buy anything because everything we have is over 500 science now. So, I'm almost half tempted to send up another science station. What do you think? Should we send up a second core to our science station? So we have 2 science stations up there. Of course, you know what we could do. And I was thinking about this the other night. I am an idiot. And let me tell you how much of an idiot I am, okay? There is absolutely zero need for us to have a science station floating around in space, okay? Because all we really need to do is go into this building here, right? And we just come down here to where here goes science, right? And we select our mobile processing lab. Boom. Here's our science station, guys. Hey, Celtic, how's it going, man? And now we can load this thing up with anything and everything we need, right? We can come down here. We can pack it full of batteries. Power, power, power. There we go. Dink. 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 Come around to this side, do the same thing here. There we go. There's that. Now, we got those things slapped on there. Now, all we need to do is take our structure here and go with this bad boy. Boom. And go with this bad boy. Boom. You know, I wonder if we should probably go with this. Nah, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. And yeah, early Kerbal, right? No, I was just thinking, you know, we may as well just develop this because we don't need to go into orbit to have a science station. We leave it right here. We can transmit science right to it, right? I mean, why waste the time? But I'm trying to figure out how I want to design this thing. So we can do awesome things with it. Um, we could put a giant jet engine on it. Let's see here. Can we put a giant jet engine on it? Doom. Oh, look at that bad boy. I don't know why we'd need a giant jet engine. I just wanted to see if it would look cool. And it does. It looks cool. It always looks cool. Why wouldn't it look cool? I mean, come on. It's going to look cool. We need to cap this thing off here. What would be a good cap?
Are you making an aircraft?
I'm making a science station.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Gotta flip that around.
Wait. Look inside again.
What?
I just see your batteries.
Does that look crazy or what?
Yeah, it's like Bushception. How come those two pieces are hollow though?
Because they're just structural sections.
Oh.
This thing doesn't really need a lot of structure. I just need to be able to put like solar panels and stuff on it. And if you don't transmit it into space, you take a 90% penalty on all science. Transmit it into space. What do you mean when you don't transmit it into space? I don't understand.
What did Vulcan say? Looks like a
Kaleidoscope.
What's a kaleidoscope?
It is a little device that you would look through, and you would turn it, and it would they had little lenses and prisms in it, and it would cause the light to it would cause the light to do all sorts of different things. It was an entertainment tool for my generation.
But in my generation, we have phones.
Unfortunately. I guess I could shrink this down. There's no reason why I couldn't be able to shrink this down. There. Do the same thing over here, but we'll bloop bloop. Dink dink.
What are those? Are those like...
They're just little caps. So now what I can do is take this whole thing and bring it down right there. We can bring in some
squat.
Fixed gear of the landing. Oh, you know what? Let's go radial on these. Oh, you guys are gonna play this little game, huh? I should be able to make these bigger, right? I can't. Why can't I make them bigger?
What about trying the lower landing?
Well, I can do that, but I've got to be able to attach them somehow. And right now, with how they attach,
It's gonna be not very effective.
yeah. I guess I could do that and rotate them, but Let's do that and rotate them. What could possibly go wrong? It's not like I can't move this stuff around anyway. Okay. Now that we got this. Gotta go here, turn this off. We need to rotate.
Hey Dad, do you have an extra $10?
Do I have an extra what?
$10.
I don't.
Okay, because Kerbал's on like a 70 some odd % sale and it's 90.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that. I remember you saying that.
Just 90. Yeah, 90.
We need a fuel tank, fuel tank, fuel tank. We need a fuel tank so we can do something weird. What fuel tank do we need? I need my liquid fuel tank. There we go. That's what we need.
Squad, squad.
We want to go this. No, we want to X that out.
You can always size it up, it's fine.
Why is this not rotating the way I need it to? There we go. Why is it not snapping?
Snap.
Snap, you idiot.
Want to turn on advanced tweakables. How do you resize stuff?
You right click. Why are you not? There we go. Okay.
That don't make sense.
It will. Hold on. Oh, too much. What happened? It's all going wrong.
Isn't there a redo button? Why is that the snap?
Because I changed something. Ah! It disappeared!
Why did it reappear?
Ah!
Ah!
Okay, let's try this again.
Zip time.
Yes, yes, I have. Come on. Why won't you let me click it? There we go. Wait a minute. Why is this so weird now? No, I just need this. Okay. You know what? Who cares if it looks weird? Engine. We're gonna put just a little basic Juno on there. And we want our air intake. Aerodynamical. There. Now, we got a whole lot of air, very little engine.
Shouldn't we put a bigger engine on? I want a bigger room.
What?
Should we put a bigger engine on? I want a bigger room.
Well, I mean, it's right now. It's not important. All right, we're gonna outfit this bad boy with some corn mutatrons.
What does the core Mutatrons do?
They're radio antennas. We want to go this version here. There we go.
It looks like a puppy dog sort of.
It does look like a puppy dog, don't it? Alright, now we need to create some large photosynthetic.
Wait, we're making plants? I
Yeah.
thought we were making I thought we were making planes.
Yep.
We doing both?
Yep.
How?
Exactly. How?
Are we making a Are we making a plant-based Warcraft?
Yes. We'll go with that.
Maybe that's what we should name it, is a plant-based Warcraft.
We're gonna call it Landed Science.
What happens when you accidentally run that thing into the ocean?
I'm not gonna run it into the ocean.
Can you, if you do, I want you to quick save it and do a review into the ocean to see what happens.
You're making it sound like all I'm gonna do is crash this thing.
Well, you always crash your plane.
What?
Don't you remember that
I
one?
don't always crash my planes.
Don't you remember that one clip where you were heading towards the sun and then your machine just decided, hey, I don't exist anymore?
Yeah, but that was a different situation. Alright. Let's retract this. Extract these.
Celtics said do not make it.
And now we want to load it up with Koibbles. We need a scientist. Scientist.
Are we gonna get a pilot on there?
Nope, don't need it. This vessel has no remote control or manned command modules. It won't be controllable. Oh. I could have sworn. What? That's not fair. Hold on a second. Oh, because I need to go back to construction. That's why. But before we do that, let's see if we can pop you off. And we want to put our command probe body on here so we have some way of controlling it. Yeah, that looks like the right one. Dink. There we go. Now it should go. Mongo Stray. I never named this vessel, did I? Is it generating electric power? Oh. These are staged items. That means this thing can blow apart! Okay. Extend. Extend. This is merely an experimental craft right now.
This thing looks like some like, did that thing burn all that fuel?
I thought we had... Okay, so the fuel must not be connected to it. Alright. Revert flight to hangar. We have a fuel problem.
We do.
S-C-I-N... S-C-I-E-N... There we go.
You sounded like you were meditating while you were sending this,
Alright, we're gonna do this. How do I separate? I can't separate these two without killing everything, huh? Aha! I'm separating it without killing everything! Ooh. Oh, we'll do that. Yeah, don't ask me. have some fuel now. Disable coupler staging. What do I still have that's a coupler? There. Okay. Oops. I. We don't need that many. Alright, let's try this again. Let's go in here. And we're going to go light is going to be these guys, and they're going to extend. And we're going to go these guys, and we're going to toggle. Launch. Now let's see if we've got engine power.
How'd you fix it?
Yeah, looks like we got fuel. Hit the brakes, hit the brakes.
What'd you do?
Made it lay down, so it was resting. Engine is still not getting a thrust.
A new beginning.
Why you no get thrust? Is it because I've got to hook this engine directly up to that fuel tank?
What did you do to the poor fuel tanks?
Let's toss that.
Okay, now
Tink, 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 tink.
So what is that circular intake?
What?
What is the circular intake supposed to?
That allows air to come in. Let's take him off and see if we can grab onto just this feller here. That's attached to it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hopefully that'll be enough air for this great big walking motor. Let's see if it works now.
Now that it's directly connected to
The whole point is, it's mostly just to get it rolling around. It really is not to do anything else. The amount of fuel it has, had to WASAD your way into orbit for the first time. I usually put it on prograde in the throttle. Yeah. No, I've had to do that a number of times. Says we got the fuel. Still not getting fuel here at this big honkin' boat. Liquid fuel deprived, flame out. Revert the flight. Why is the fuel not making it to this engine? Why? Why? Why is it not?
Maybe because it's the wrong fuel.
It can't be the wrong fuel. They were liquid fuel tanks. Alright, let's do this. If we go... Those are engines. I'm not going to find a fuel tank under engines. And then we want to take this fuel line. Where is the line of the fuel? I don't know if that's going to work. Alright, but we want to go here, and we want to go all these around, and we want to plug them all right into here. Perfect. Now. Oh, that's a lot. Okay.
What's a lot? What's a lot? What's a lot? What? A lot of what?
That's a lot of Delta V. Alright, now this lousy thing should work. Look at it, bouncy bouncy bounce. Brake! Turn the jet engine down. Oh yeah, now we've got the thrust. I bet if we turn those brakes off, this thing is gonna be unstable as all get out, guys. You know what? I don't think I put any steering wheels on. Oh, I did. I did. Oh, okay. Turn steering off on you guys. Steering enabled disabled. There we go. That's going. That's better. Alright, let's retract our solar panel cells for right now. Yeah, I can do that, but again, this is just a science container that I'm creating so that I don't have to put it in orbit for science. And I have a second science lab. That's really all this is. I want to rotate this around this way because the sun goes east to west. There. Now, we want to turn everything on. Transmitting science. Okay, now that we've got that, now that we got these guys doing their thing, we want to start research. Even though they currently do not have science. But we're going to go Space Center. So those guys, they're busily in there getting things set up. They're doing little science-y things until they get science to do more science-y things. You know, we're keeping them busy. Is what I'm saying, right? We're keeping them busy. So now we come in here. We got science. We've got science that we can send to these guys. Okay. Um,
He is pulling hard.
I wonder what that untitled spacecraft was. I forgot what he was. Okay.
Let's go check out the untitled spacecraft.
I will in just a minute. I think I have an idea as to what it is. You're picking on my bulldog, aren't you?
I mean, she's a bully to Ladybird. Why can't I be a bully to her?
Because she enjoys it. Okay. Okay. Review science. There we go. Let's transmit this to another
It's very,
vessel
very round.
and review data. Let's transmit this to another vessel.
If you don't send it to observer station, you'll get a 90% penalty.
That is if I send it to the Kerbal Space Center itself. I am transferring between one vessel and another vessel. So the science isn't being processed yet. I am just simply moving science right now. Okay, we're going to keep that for now. Let's see what we've got here first. This is stuff we've already researched, but because it's going to a different vessel, let's go ahead and let's transmit all of this data to landed science. See how long that takes to transmit. Uploading. Uploading. Uploading.
You sound like Eva. You know Ava from Wally?
Oh, we've got moho science in this thing.
Mobo?
Moho.
Moho science. That's probably what it said was it's round.
Look, yeah, because we're in the darkness, we're pounding the crap out of. I didn't put any heat shielding on that science lab. I hope it doesn't explode.
On what science?
The one that's on the planet.
What? How is it? Why do you need heat shield on
Oh.
that?
Because when I go to do science, it may. Uh-oh, I think I may have just lost all of our science again, guys. I should have just sent those two little pieces of data. Okay, let's go back to this here. I hope it doesn't blow up. I swear, if this thing explodes,
Where that all of that data is lost.
how hot is it?
Why will too much data make it explode?
Core temperature is really, really high, and they're not even doing anything yet. Okay, we are going to transmit all of this science back. Transmit science. Transmit. Transmit. Because we've got this core temp up here that's really kind of freaking me out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send some of that science that we have 0 on for right now and see how it plays out, what the temperature rolls up to. And if this thing explodes and we kill all of our scientists, well, then it explodes and we kill all of our scientists. We'll make more. We're capable of that.
Yeah, for somehow Kerbin is very, very good at repopulating.
Alright, we're just going to send a couple of pieces of science down and have them research it.
If there are two Kerbals left on the planet, they will just.
Right? I honestly think it's an alien race cloning the Kerbals, but that's just me. Okay, come back in here, go to our tracking station, find our science lab here. Little fella. Little fella, planet Smella. Orbiting Moho. I forgot we called him Little Fella. I'm impressed that we were able to transmit the Moho science. That was awesome. Okay. Now, let's do this again. Review science. We're going to transmit you down there, because if we lose a crew report, who cares? And... No, I didn't want to do all of it again!
Did you transfer all of it back to Landon's? Oh my gosh.
I didn't check the box that said transmit all of it again. I? No, that sounds like my least favorite thing to do. Uh, you know, one of these days, I'm going to actually pay attention when I click on things. I really am. Not today, but one of these days. I will actually do that. You know, why are you eating all my chips? Those are my chips for my salsa. Why don't you go get me some salsa so I can have some chips and salsa? Oh, you little... My 11-year-old son over here is taunting me. You enjoying it too much? You gonna choke? Because you're laughing while you're chewing on some chips? Huh? Huh? Senior Wookie over here. Okay, we're gonna add that crew report. We're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep that. Well, high space over curb. Okay, so we'll add that. We'll add this science. We'll add this science. We'll add this science. We're gonna keep that. Keep this. Add that. Add that. Keep. Add. Keep. Kerbin. Yes. Okay. Now, review data. We're going to transmit this back to Science Core 1. Science transfer, science, science transfer, science. We're currently doing hardly any science a day. 0.0875 science a day. Go get me some salsa. Burning up the inner tubes? What? I am burning up mad science here, that's for sure. I think I need to up my braking power. It's really not doing much for my electric charge, is it? Yeah, see, that's slowly pushing us. Is that still pushing me? Kind of looks like it is, doesn't it? Yeah, it's just pushing me in the dirt. What if I were to go... We're gonna end up breaking that solar panel doing that. Ooh, if the alternator keeps spinning at 1.29 energy a second, that'll be awesome. Even though we're using more than that. Alright, let's intertubes, the interweb transmitting science. Oh yeah, no, we're burning up the internet transmitting science for sure. Whoop. Ah! Hope nobody has seizure issues. Let's see if they process science or if things exploded. I hope they just process science. 2.78 science, so they are processing it. Okay, so it looks like it can work. So, especially if I do it the way that I have been doing it, um, because that shouldn't necessarily generate any heat or anything like that. Um, but I can't sit there and watch it while it does what it does. So, we come back here. We can go fly you. We're going to transmit this science back down yet again to our science station. Now that we know that it won't explode, because exploding is important. Now that we know it won't blow up. Oh, what's this old lady getting? Alright. It's got a fair bit of science there. Let's go ahead and transmit that. Well, let's do this first. Transmit all. Boom. Transmit science. Boom. You guys are still doing research. Yes. They still have a full collective of science. Yes. They're averaging 6.5 science a day. There you go. Cheese. I know, she smells cheese. That's what she does. These dogs are nuts, I'm telling you. Now, we're going to try and load as much science as we can in this thing. Now we'll have 2 science stations working for us, which should allow us to collect science at like twice the rate.
Come here.
We can junk that. Alright, so we're currently shoveling 0.8795 science a day.
You know what Polly just did?
I'm very certain she just tried to be terrified by that door.
So I lured them outside of their room and I put up the barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately she ran upstairs to pout because she didn't get any food.
Hey, bird. Alright, so we have science flowing. I think we need to plan a new mission. Don't you think we need to plan a new mission? Raise your hand if you think we need to plan a new mission. That's one of you.
How are the people in chat gonna raise their hand?
I'm trying to remember. I think this was our Galileo spacecraft. Galileo. See, they raise their hand by clicking here and selecting one of these little fellas. Yep, that's exactly what this is. It's our little Galileo craft.
Why didn't you name him Galileo?
This thing still has tons of fuel, doesn't it? Yeah, maneuver planner. We want that. Okay. We want to increase APO. What are we at right now? We can go higher.
If you're gonna add 9,000, why don't you just go 99999?
At next parry, create node, execute. Now I gotta make sure that I've enabled the engine on this thing. Warp speed!
Why is this called the Galileo craft?
We want our vessel info and Delta V status. Oh, this thing's got years of Delta V. It's just a really, really slow burn.
Well,
Uh-huh. Xeon gas. But this motor has a very high specific impulse, so...
Ollie.
Just how it should be. Silent in space. Yeah, we're not quite geosynchronous.
Why does it perfectly match the sun?
Because of how far away from the sun we are?
You want some love? You want some love?
How you doing, ladybird, huh? My poor little ladybird.
She's an old lady. 60, 70 years old. In dog years.
She's getting up there.
Ollie, why did you shove her out of the way?
Alright, we burned 100 meters a second. We still have 6 minutes on this burn. Imagine what it's going to be like circularizing this thing. I wonder if we could plan a shot to Duna or Eve. Yeah, we could probably maybe make an Eve orbit, because I think we're probably going to be...
Do we want to make a new spacecraft?
I think we need to have Eve here and Kerbin here to have a decent intercept with Eve. I don't know, because it's moving faster than we are. If we take off now, we might be able to meet it around here.
Do we want to make a new spacecraft?
I'm thinking about it.
We could do an Eve run.
I think we're going to do another unmanned like we did Moho.
Okay.
See what's out here in the cosmos.
Why is there's a weird like ring?
That's the solar halo.
Oh, wait, there are solar halos?
Yep.
Interesting.
And you know, the interesting thing about it, son, is in real space. Let's see if I can switch my camera angle here. I really can't, can I? In real space, all this is sitting horizontal. It's more like let's see if I can do it.
It's more like this.
It's more like this.
Okay.
It's sitting like this, and it's traveling through space. This would be coming towards us or away from us, because the sun is moving this way, and all of the planets are orbiting this way.
Okay. So we really are just floating through space.
Yes, everything in space is moving constantly. It is in a constant state of movement. So, I showed it in Universe Sandbox where it shows the sun moving, right? And it's kind of spiraling as it goes through space. And this is why the sun has such an odd elliptical orbit, right? Or not in the sky when we observe it, it has this weird elliptical orbit, and that's because we are moving through space with the sun, and as we orbit around it, right? When we get to our highest point, which is the furthest away from the sun, we start heading back towards it, which would be moving like this. So our orbit's elliptical, right? I'll have to show you. You have to visually see it to understand it.
Do you have Universe
I
Sandbox?
do have Universe Sandbox.
Oh, cool. Anyways,
In fact, while this is burning,
do we want to go to Universe Sandbox?
I think we might.
Do we want to bring the streamers with us?
I think we might. Universe Sandbox. I don't know what that's going to do for the stream as far as quality, but we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I really want to do it in VR mode because this is so awesome in VR mode. It really is awesome in VR mode.
How much is Universe Sandbox?
I'd have to look it up again. I don't remember.
Can I have a tiny sip? You're like a toddler in its sippy cup.
If you have some of this late, you're gonna be up all night.
You're right.
Just waiting for Universe Sandbox to start. I don't know if it's gonna start or not. Well, we'll do it another day. How about that? We'll do it tomorrow. I'll show you it tomorrow. Show you it tomorrow. All the awesomeness from tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, I'll show it tomorrow. I'm getting the idea that it's gonna be tomorrow.
Wait, isn't it Thursday, not Friday?
It is Thursday tonight, yes, but I decided to do Kerbal 2 nights in a row because why not? That's why I'm keeping this one around.
Why? Because it ratchets?
No, because it fits perfectly over the screws for a computer case. So I don't need to have a Phillips head. Put my soundbar down. I mean, it's been talked about, but I think we may do a couple of things offline for a little bit to find some caves and stuff before we do the stream again. Um, just because we want to show the caves and stuff like that, and getting the artifacts so that we could go attack one of the things. It's a Xeon engine, so it uses Xeon gas. It would basically be like uh, the ion engines, the pulse engines that they use. So we watched the movie Passengers last night. I don't know if you've seen that movie or not. It's a good flick. Check it out. It's really really good. Um, but it's about people who are colonizers, and one of them gets woke up, and then he wakes up another passenger, so he's not lonely. Yeah, it was okay. The main thing I never understood about space travel and movies that show space travel is that they always have their main engine burning the whole time, which just means they're going to continually accelerate more and more and more and more, which is fine. Um, But the problem is, after a while, you're gonna have to shut that off because you're gonna have to slow that thing down eventually, right? Which means if you're burning all your fuel getting there and you have all this speed, what's going to happen when you get there and you have to slow all this thing down? You're going to pass up your target, right? Unless you do a burn halfway there and then turn around and do a burn the other halfway, right? To slow yourself down as you get there. So you reach a maximum speed and then the speed starts falling off. And I guess maybe that's the logic, but once you get that thing up to speed, man, you just shut those engines off and let it coast. This is why we have things, like nuclear generators and stuff like that. But that's a whole other story. I haven't read the books, no. Yeah, or you run out of fuel short of your target, right? Not to mention how you've got a capture burn you've got to make, right? Then you got to circularize that orbit. There's just a lot of things they miss in those. What, Ro? What happened? Did I run out? I ran out of power because the sun went behind the planet. That is one problem with ion engines. They use copious amounts of power. I guess we switch over to RCS and... Oh, it's completely out of power. Can't even switch over to RCS. Force this thing to time warp. I see the sun on the horizon. Oh yeah, you mentioned the book. Yeah, I remember you mentioning the book. How does turning end over end decelerate it in space? I mean, you have a rotational burn to put your engine the opposite direction to slow you down. But I was actually watching a guy play the other day who had a real interesting engine design on his spacecraft. He would put two engines on it, one at the top, one at the bottom, so that as he was approaching his target, he would switch which engine he would use and burn the other engine to slow himself down so he wouldn't have to sit there and keep rotating. Yeah, I mean, you, you have to understand, especially with Star Wars, we kind of had an idea about how space worked. But, movies would be boring if we actually tried to have dogfighting in space. Just because of the distance involved and the way crafts work. And really, I think you could be extremely creative with it because you could just get up to speed, rotate, shoot at your target behind you. It would change a lot of things, right? Um, oh, geez, now it's right back up again. Boosh. Um, I believe so. It's been a couple of days, I think. I know I looked at the one. What was the other one? I know you sent one about Kerbal, and I'm trying to remember what the other one was. Yeah, I watched the one, the truth about Kerbal. I don't think I watched your visualization mod clip that you sent, but outside of that, those are the only two clips I have from you. Yeah, I don't see. I just have the two Kerbal clips. If you sent me anything else, I don't see it here. Look at that specific impulse, 8400. Thrust to weight ratio 0.04. Yeah, no wonder it's taking so long.
What is .04 bad or?
No, it's just your thrust to weight ratio. The higher it is, the faster you're going to accelerate and decelerate.
So 0.4 is actually really good.
Well, it's efficient in the fact that it's an extremely slow burn, which offers a very high specific impulse, but you're accelerating at a snail's pace.
Okay.
Okay, because you look at how fast we're accelerating meters per second wise. We're point one point. We're going about 1 meter a second. We're increasing 1 meter a second about every 5 to 6 seconds. All right, I'll have to go back to August 2nd and see. That is a ways back. Oops. August 28th. August 1st. Customer states, okay. Our conversation about HD or DHCP clients. FreeBSD. Oh, August 24th. Where did I see August 2nd from? Oh my gosh. Okay.
No, no.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I did watch these. Yeah. Point the nose and hit the gas, kind of like you would. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember. Yeah, I did remember seeing those. Those were really well done clips. Yeah. And see, that's how a lot of space uh, uh, sci-fi shows should be, right? Is similar to that because that's actual space physics instead of atmospheric physics. This is just a probe that I was playing around with. It was a custom made probe out of one of the mods I have. This is actually Galileo.
Galileo, Galileo.
Oh no, no, this is Dawn. Dawn is the I want to say it's one of them that's orbiting
Wait, is this a
Jupiter.
real probe? Is this a real probe?
Yes, it's a real life probe.
Dang!
It was launched by NASA September 2007. The mission studied the two protoplanets. That's what it was. Yeah, in the asteroid belt Vesta and Ceres. In the fulfillment of the ninth NASA Discovery program, Dawn entered orbit around Vesta on July 16, 2011, and completed a 14-month survey mission before leaving for Ceres. In late 2012, it entered orbit around Ceres in 2015, and in 2017, NASA announced that the planned 9-year mission would be extended until the probe's hazardine fuel supply was depleted on November 1st, 2018.
Oh, so we're stuck in space?
Well, it's just hanging out there. That's where most of it goes. It just hangs out. The derelict probe remains in a stable orbit around Ceres.
What's Cirrus?
Ceres is just a protoplanet, which is basically a large asteroid in our solar system.
It's essentially skin and it's essentially the skin and bones of the planet.
Yeah, it's just rock floating around in space.
Okay.
It's basically what you would do if you were to squish it all together. You could make a new planet. Ooh, we're getting a moon encounter here, guys.
What's a moon encounter?
That is a moon encounter.
Whoa! Why is it
Is that
glowing?
engine still firing? Wait, stop. We need to go. We need to go retrograde. Bring that bad kid in. I think the moon is flinging us out to areas we don't want to go. And
He's gone.
there.
There, now it's gone.
Well, let's bring it in just a bit. Get us a little further away from the moon so that it doesn't suck us in. Okay. Now, we want to change Perry. Actually, we just want to circularize. Circularize at next apo. Create and execute.
Create and execute. What is the purple thing?
That's a moon encounter. This craft may end up crashing into the moon. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Because we're getting several moon encounters here.
That's an interesting
I thought we were going to be far enough away, but...
Hey, Dad. That's an interesting spot to get bit.
Yeah, you got bit right there in the crook of your elbow, didn't you? Maybe I should have dropped this down to... like 9,000 straight up instead of 9,500. That's gonna be another long burn. But how far away from Kerbal are we? Where even is Kerbal? Here, Kerbal, Kerbal, Kerbal. Here, Kerbal. There it is.
It was below us.
Hey, look at a little tiny in the window.
So, is there anyone on this ship? Or is it...
No, it's just a probe.
Okay. Hey, Dad, what were your exact words when you found that this was a custom thing?
Cool. Okay, is there a way I can speed this up?
You're making the start burn time higher.
That's right, because it won't burn while,
Warp.
This is boring. I want to do things.
Let's see if Universe Sandbox loaded.
It didn't.
It didn't?
It didn't.
Sad.
It is a sad day.
Wait, can't you play Steam games on your phone?
Yes. But they wouldn't be able to see Universe Sandbox on my phone now, would they?
No, they wouldn't.
And the whole idea is to entertain people, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to have enough energy to mow the lawn tomorrow if you're staying up so late?
Maybe.
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 We're making a long burn. Wish I knew what to do with this burn. Alright, we got another 6 minutes before this thing's done. What do we want to talk about? We talked about this probe, what it did. Hmm. Trying to find some interesting news here, guys. I don't even know if this is geosynchronous orbit. It might be. But I have a feeling that this thing's going to end up getting flung off into space one way or another as it gets picked up by the mud. So it's either going to impact on this feller right here, or, according to its prediction, it's going to get flung away. We're supposed to have a really good encounter there. I mean, that's flying really close to the mun. So we'll see what that does. 3 minutes left.
Are you playing your egg idol?
No,
What are you playing?
this is an ad for some reason that's on my phone.
What are you playing?
I'm playing the cleaner.
The cleaner? Hey Dad,
What?
where do you want me to put these two?
Just leave them over there for right now.
Okay.
He's picking on my dog again.
Hey Dad, tell me when something exciting happens.
It's getting there. What are you doing to my dog?
Playing with her.
35 seconds. Five seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop!
Have you collided with the mun yet?
Don't know. We're gonna do that right now. I don't know. That's pretty stinking close to geosynchronous orbit right there, guys. Look, well, I guess it's rotating a little bit beneath us.
What if it just randomly explodes because the invisible mun came and killed you?
Well, the mun's not invisible. I can see the mun right there. And it is getting larger. Yeah, I think this is actually moving slower or faster than we are now. So, yeah, now you can see it rolling underneath us. The mun's catching up to us, though. Where is the mun? Mun's way over here. Okay, so it's still predicting a big old kick. That's 3 days orbit. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna catch up to it here. Maybe we missed it again. Oh, year 3, day 281. Yeah, we're not gonna wait for that. We're not gonna wait for that excitement. Alright, let's get back to the Space Center. We probably have tons of science now. We've been up here a while.
Gentle. 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 Gentle.
'Alright. Oh yeah, because we transmitted science. That's right. Okay. What is this? Oh, that's our old alarm clock. Yeah, remove that.
I'm playing with Polly.
Kel, go to bed. Let's see how much science we have. Alright. Nothing blew up. Only 57 science? I thought we'd been up here longer than that.
No, listen. If you're going to take advantage of my kindness like I was kind last night by being a snot, you're not going to be able to have my kindness anymore.
Alright, I think we need to plan a mission somewhere.
You can't do
Because we
what
need to get more science.
are going to take liberties. Because you're proving to me that you don't care enough to be obedient when I ask you to.
Let's pull up. Um,
You don't take a moment as a moment of kindness.
little feller, planet smeller.
So tell me what you want. You want to be able to stand
We're gonna call this
you want to have the same
Little Duna.
for every other person in this house.
Planet Puma.
You want her to know as much as your sister did. As your dad and mom did. I'm not doing this because I'm arbitrarily just matching you with my thumb.
Alright, we want this.
Every chance you get.
Ascent guidance. And we want to go. Yeah, should be right. Yeah, that's right. If I remember right, we've got asparagus staging on this thing we're gonna have to drop. Let's see how well it auto stages. Ooh, that's a gorgeous sunrise. I think you have to unlock uh, either like stage 4 or stage 5. We'll go to the tech tree here in a second. I want to say it's the 300 science. I don't think I have any RCS on this, do I? Oh, I do. Glad I put these guys on here. Help swing this monstrosity around. Wow, only 371 meters a second to circularize our orbit. Now, I just blindly, arbitrarily launched this thing without knowing if we're going to have enough Delta V to make Eve or Duna. But I guess we're going to find out. Alright, so we've got 6, 13, 6. We've got 46,306. Or 4,636 Delta V left. So, that being said, let's pull up our maneuver planner. And we want to do an advanced transfer to another planet. And let's check out Eve to start with. Set as target. Include capture burn. 1.844 kilometers a second. I don't think we had the fuel for that. What about Duna? We'll create a node. What does that do? Does that break our orbit? Yeah, that breaks our orbit. We intercept it here. And I think the remaining fuel that we'd burn would be for capturing it. Remove all. So we have enough to make an intercept, but don't think we have enough to capture. Because we can intercept a couple of these. What about Drez? That takes even more. Yeah, we're getting further out. What about Moho? Yeah, yeah. I almost think we should shoot for Duna. Yep, we're gonna shoot for Duna. Execute next node. This thing will just have to hyperspace for 2 years. We'll have tons of science then. We're coming up on the 2 hour mark, by the way, guys. For the full 2 hours. Who remembers that, huh? Doop, 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 doop. The days are flying by. Alright, we got 400 and some odd days here. I think the Kerbal year is, what, 600 days long, I think? Let's see what it says here on the wiki. I want to say it was like 600 days or something. How long is a Kerbal year? How long is a Kerbal year? $426 days, 32 minutes. A Kerbal day lasts 6 hours, and during one orbit around Kerbal, Kerbal rotates about its axis over 462 times. Thus, A Kerbin year is about 426 days and 32 minutes. There you go. Burn is happening here in 70 days. I was going to take a look at them tomorrow and see what modded planet packs. I used to run that one planet pack that added 4 new planets to, or was it 3 new planets to the Kerbal system? But those planets were like really out there. I mean, I think I had planned a mission for one, and it would take like 55 years for me to get there, and I kept running out of power. So, all right. 269 days. Before we do that, come on. Beyond Home. Huh. I have to look up Beyond Home. I don't know that one. Let's check out. Jeez, I'm getting tired, yawning a lot. Let's check out our science core. 303 days. I don't know what that 303 days is. Apparently, it's for some kind of maneuver I've got going. I think maybe I created one without realizing I created one. Probably when I tried to get out of it so that I could check what I'm going to check here. See how much science we have and dump that so we can get more sciencey. Get all sciencey here with these guys. Oh, see? Almost full science. So we're going to transmit that. Garbage, 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 garbage. Don't think we need you. These guys have been up here for 3 years, 327 days. So almost 4 years total. Thermal efficiency 100%. I'm not sure that's true, but okay. Whatever they say. And we're done. Okay, go to our other. Oops. Why do I keep hitting escape? Space Center. Oh, nice. All right. Come on. There we go. How much science do we have here? Be interesting if we're full here. Not quite full, almost 500, which is still good. We'll go ahead and transmit that. These guys are waiting for more science, and we'll get it there to them. But for right now, that's going to be a good chunk of science. Between the two, that's going to be almost 2,000 science. Just a little shy of it. Well, I don't know because we still had the 757, so we might be right on 5,000, right on 2,000. So go to the Space Center. Ooh, binary star systems are pretty cool, but they're stupidly hot. Look at that, 2,720. So for your McJeb, I think you got to be here under unmanned tech. Unlocks the following McJeb: Ascent Autopilot, which is what I have. Uh, Landing Autopilot, Spaceplane Guidance. Once unlocked, all existing McJeb models will be updated. That was in the yeah. See, that was in the 300 range. So you've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels to get to that. And then this here gives you your rendezvous docking. And then of course here, I don't think there's a McJeb update on this one. But this gives us gigantic engines. That'll spend both of our points there if we go with that. Advanced motors gives us some additional gears. I'd really like to get that's our specialized fuel cells. There's our Rapier. That is our light speed driver right there. And there's our isotope generator right there. So we're still a ways off to get our isotope. We could probably do this and get our isotope generator now. Because we know how much I love packing those babies, right? Eliminate all of our... I thought I had a nuclear reactor. Did I not? I think that's in near future. But I think I'm running an incompatible mod for near future. I want this. I don't think I can have this yet. We could get our ion propulsions. Or go automation and get some higher gain antennas. I think for right now, what's going to be better served is the better communications. It took us down to 70. Okay. So now that we've grabbed those guys, let us go back to Little Duna. Okay. Did we have a maneuver node for this? I'm not sure we did. Well, we've got something because it's 554 meters a second. Let's skip that. Let's match planes with target. Must select target. I thought we had. Why is it not letting me select? Probably because it was already set as target. I don't know why it told me I must set a target. Must select a target that matches planes, two match planes with. Okay. With an object in the same sphere of influence. Oh, okay. We need to get out of our Kerbin bound orbit here. Nope, sorry. Warp to here. Open. Extend. Okay. Create node. Execute. 296 days. Why are we waiting that long? Alright, instead of matching planes, let's remove that node. Fine-tune closest approach. Execute. That's going to get us around here. It's going to create a burn. Like how it just kind of hangs there. .4 meters a second course correction. That's hardly even worth it. That's a... That is a spit in the bucket. We go here. How come I still don't see Duna? It's still too far away? Well, it should be getting closer. We're not that far from it. I'm not hyperdrive anymore, am I? No. We should be close enough to see Duna. Because Duna is a fairly large planet. Fine-tune closest approach. No adjustment needed. Okay. Warp here, 18 days. Should be seeing something coming up here. There she is. One day. One more day of travel is all it's going to take. Almost there. Six minutes. Create node. Really? That's all it's going to take to circularize? Execute. We had plenty of Delta V to get here. Ooh. Maybe I do have some atmospheric stuff going, because I don't remember Duna looking like that before. But I nestled myself right in between Duna and the moon, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I nestled myself right in between Duna and Ike. I still got a lot of fuel left. Okay, let's do this. Wow, we got tons of science here. Um, we never extended these bad boys out. I didn't want to do that. I just transmitted a bunch of data I didn't want to transmit. Stop transmitting. Why is it still transmitting? Stop transmitting. Stop transmitting. Alright, extend antenna. Hopefully we didn't lose too much science. Okay. We need to open up our collect science getter upper dude. Uh okay. We had an orbital scanner, didn't we? Thought we had an orbital scanner. Aha. Perform orbital survey. Must be in a stable polar orbit between 32 kilometers. And we're only at... okay, so let's go... We need to change inclination. Inclination of 90 degrees. Create and execute. Now we're cooking with gas! Have we lost communication here, or are we still... Did I tell it to... Maybe I didn't tell it to execute. There we go. Galileo, Galileo! I probably could have made Eve. Yeah, I absolutely probably could have made Eve. I mean, this here, we still had tons of fuel. I'm going into a polar orbit. I mean, I still have fuel to maybe hit Ike if I wanted to hit Ike, right? I mean, as it sits right now, there's full exposure on those solar cells now. We might need to shrink our orbit down just a bit, because I think it said 150 and we're at 181. Alright, let's see if we can perform that orbital survey now. Non-usable, not... Oh, okay. I've got to come around to communication range again. There's our orbital survey. Okay, I think... we're storing everything in here, right? Collect all? Reviewed stored data. Is that all the data we have? Oh, come on, we gotta have more than that. That's not good. Blocked by Duna. Are we going on the dark side of the moon again? Or have we just not come up high enough yet? We just haven't come up high enough yet. Alright, what if we... Did we map this whole thing? Where's our... Let's turn you off. Log pressure, we'll transmit that. No seismic data. And I can't do this guy because I have no way of restoring that, and I have no way of restoring this. I thought I had some additional science hanging out here somewhere. And this can't run a crew report, can it? Alright. Let's do another maneuver, and we're going to change our inclination back to 0. Delta V status, orbital status. That may exhaust this tank, which is fine. Because for what we're planning on doing next, we're going to put this thing in an orbit around Ike. We're not going to screw it up this time by transmitting a bunch of science we can't use. Do we utilize that 36 meter a second? This is pretty much going to be the same as Okay, can we orbit around this way then? Ooh. That's a pretty high encounter. Let's get a little closer. Too close. That should be good. Ready, and burn. Oh, yeah, it's got to warp first. You gotta be able to see our target before you can burn towards it. Bye-bye, big old tank. That engine served us well. Brought us a long way. And then we want to go to circularize. In 3 hours. Create and execute. Wow, only 25 meters a second to circularize? This mission went better than I thought. I mean, aside from losing the mystery goo and the science junior, I mean, I transmitted that back to Kerbin, but I'm not sure I can do an inclination change, but we should be able to collect a lot of science here, right? Looks like it's already... Can't collect that because reasons. Alright. View stored data. We're going to transmit you to Science Core 1. And let's engage this. We stop rotating and see what the heck we're doing here. Transmit to Kerbin. Transmit to Kerbin. Transmit to Kerbin. I don't know why it retracts it. we had more science on here than we do. And I think if we do 25, oh wow, okay. So we're well within that. Do we have what we need to change inclination? I don't think we do. Oh, we do. Alright, execute. Now we can get that orbital survey in and sent off. I wonder if we have what we need to land on Ike. Maybe just gently set that thing down. It's such a tiny, tiny moon. We might be able to do a real soft, gentle landing on Ike. It's saying we're too high. I thought it said 650. Ooh, pretty. Alright, I think this is going to stay in orbit. We got 599 meter a second. It'd be really nice if I could. I mean, here's the deal. If it crashes on Ike, we don't get any science from it. If we don't land on Ike, we don't get any science from it. So there's no risk if we run out of fuel and crash. We get bonus points if we land on Ike. We get science and we go hoopla hoopla because we can get seismic readings off of Ike that we normally wouldn't have been able to get because the seismic only works once we touch down on a planet, right? And we can feel the vibrations. So I think we're gonna land this bird. Let's go landing guidance and pick a target. And let's try and land right. Let's try and land right. Central Mountain Range. No. It says Mountain Range. Ooh, that's another question. I mean, we're currently facing Kerbin. But if we go to land on this thing and we run out of mountain range. Alright, we're gonna land right there. Okay, here goes nothing, guys. If we crash, oh well. If we survive, woohoo! I am thinking, however, that once we land, we're not going to be able to get this bird off the ground again. Because once we land it, that's going to be it. We won't have any fuel left. I am thinking we are not. Where's my moon? It's way down here. Okay. We got 460 meters a second, and we are up really, really high. But we still got power. Probably picked one of the worst spots to land because it's going to be like a sheer slope. Because everything's dark and I couldn't see a thing. Alright, let's bring these guys in. Well, we're warp speed, so. Let's transmit this data that we have. Get this stuff off before we have a catastrophic failure. Collect as much data as we can. I think we're going to run out of fuel, honestly. This was not a planned part of the mission. This is just let's see what happens. Yep, out of fuel. Coming in way too hot. Boosh. Ooh. Oh, wait. We can't retract those. Oh, crap. Retract. Maybe I should leave one of these out. Uh-oh. Yeah, leave that out just in case. I need to be able to communicate. I think we're going to lose our solar cells. Coming in hot. Spinning. Flopping. Hard. Losing antenna rate. Space Center. Catastrophic failure. Yep. Like I said, it was a loss either way. I mean, it would have stayed in orbit, and we couldn't have collected any more science. It would have just been there. Or we try and land and collect. We got some additional science. We got some low Ike orbit science, which is good. So we have that to play with. Um, I, I think we did all right. So, all right, guys. I think we're at the 3 hour mark now. So we got an extra hour on that. That was awesome. I think I'm gonna go to our science core here. We're gonna fly it. We're gonna load this thing up with science. Whatever we don't load up, we transfer down to the planet, and then we have the planet processor do it. And I'm gonna call it a night. So I think we utilized every last ounce of fuel that we could utilize, because I cannot think of any more fuel that we could have utilized that we weren't already using. I mean, what do you think? Do you think I was wrong in crashing that? I don't think I did. I think it was worthwhile. Because like I said, we got that low Earth. We got that low Ike orbital information that we wouldn't have received. And it would have just sat up there, right? It would have just been another communication point, which could help if we pushed further out. It would have been nice to have that, but if we send a manned mission up there, which I think we're capable of doing now, because we saw how much fuel we needed for it. I mean, that lifter body got us up there, still had plenty left, right? So I think we could probably do a manned mission tomorrow. Maybe we should consider that and see what we can do. We just gotta be able to make sure we've got the fuel to get them there and back home again. Uh, Definitely could use some science here. Okay, we don't need that, so we're going to junk you. Material study, well, oh, yeah, definitely 160. That's some good science. That's some yummy science there, too. High temperature scan. Ooh, more atmospheric data. High over the sun. Okay, so we'll pump that in there. I don't think we can fit 225 in there. That's a lot of science. We're at 636, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that would be 882. So we're gonna keep you. You can go. You can go. Keep you. You can go. That's all the science we can squeeze into this for now, unless I've got like 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I don't think I have anything that's got 6 science on it. So we're going to take what we have left, and we're going to transmit the remaining value of it to landed science. And we're going to have them start processing stuff. We're at 7.1656 science a day. We transfer this down to the planet. They should be able to do the same. So we're really going to start compiling science now. Alright. All the science is transmitted, aside from this garbage that we keep getting because I thought there was a way to turn this off. That should stop that. Okay. Space Center. We will find our little vessel and we will call him Dave. Could you run the dogs out real quick?
You love those chairs just as much as Dad and Mom does. Squish! No! Edward, no!
Okay.
Edward!
Fly this. I didn't even look to see how much science we acquired. I know we were at 8 something, and then with the other 1100 we had come in, we should be probably 1900, maybe 2000. It's bouncy, bouncy, bounce, and bounce. Bouncy, bouncy, bounce, and bounce. Transmit the science we have. Is it not? Over Ike, yeah. Ah, we had more data than that. How was it hardly any data? Alright, well. They're the B team anyway. What do they care? Are we still rolling here? We are. We're still sliding. Which is really odd because, okay, you know what? Let's retract. There. We'll put the belly on the ground and keep the front wheels up. Board! We just got EVA science that we could probably cram into this thing. Oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. See where we're at here. Got one more minute. Yeah, see, almost 2,000. So that's we come over here and we'll go ahead and collect that because we wanted that. Go ahead and get the big motors, or do you know what? Let's get the rest of our experimental science. There. We'll spend the rest of it next time. Thanks for joining, guys. Catch me tomorrow. More Kerbal. We'll do a manned mission to Duna. And if we plan it right, maybe we can have some additional fuel to even land on Ike. But we're going to have to design a craft that allows us to not only land on Duna and Ike, but allow us to get off Duna and Ike and return home. And that's where the adventure's going to be. So, alrighty, guys. Have a good night. Later.